Excellency Mr. Tirgiat Jaran Setasin, His Excellency, the ambassadors, Ministries of Education officials, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, greetings in Southeast Asian language, starting with Cambodia, Jumriep Sua Sok Sabaidi, Myanmar, Mingalaba, Lao, Sambaidi, Vietnam, Xin Chào, Philippines, Magandang Umaga, Brunei and all the Islamic speaking countries, Selamat Pagi, and Timor-Leste, Bong Dia, of course, Sawadee Ka in Thai. Good morning, everyone, and welcome you all to the first Princess Maha Chakri Sirinthorn Award Forum. This forum is different from any other forum that you have ever been. The reason I mention that it's different is because it has stories. Stories of passionate teachers. Stories of 11 passionate teachers who always giving to the students. Stories of teachers who go extra miles for their students, who put the student at their heart. And that is why we are here to tell you about their stories, and we would like them to share with you their stories. And at the same time, we would also like you to share with us your stories, because I know every one of you have your own distinguished stories about your students. You are all passionate teachers. Otherwise, you are not here, because within the audience today, we have not only the 11 Princess Maha Chakri Award recipient, we also have 160 teachers, outstanding teachers from all over Thailand who've been shortlisted from the first Princess Maha Chakri Award Forum in 2015. And then through the 160 teachers who are shortlisted, there are network. They spreading out their pedagogy to more teachers. So we invite them here as well. So a total of about 400 good or outstanding teachers from all over Thailand to be here with us, telling each other stories how you make difference in students' life. But before I tell you the story, I'd like to give you a little bit of information about the program today. The forum is very unique because we have 3 interesting activities ongoing. First is the panel session, which will be in the main room. The panel session will focus on themes that are the area of the expertise of the teachers. For example, special education, STEM education, education in the remote area, or how do you manage students in the large classroom. So that is the panel session, and in the program it's abbreviated by the letter P. The second type of activity is the show and share session. This session is a concurrent session where the teachers, 11 teachers, have their own room and they will share their pedagogy, practices. It's more like a mini workshop for you to join them, to learn from them how they become the best. And the last activity, which is the third one, is the activity which is very special because we invite representatives from ministries of education, 5 ministries, to come and tell us about their national issue, the key message of what or how they want to improve the human resource development as a policy in their ministries of education. Besides these 3 interesting ongoing activities during the next 3 days, we also have posters, presentation outside. As you can see, 11 teachers. Not only the 11, as day goes by, we don't want to bore you, we will change the poster to represent all the 160 teachers as well on rotation. So you have to make sure that you go see all of those, not to miss any stories of all those 160 teachers as well. Not only that, because all the story needs to be the fun and enjoyable, entertaining. We also do Facebook Live of this event. And not only the Facebook Live, we also record it and put it on YouTube where you all can look at it later on. So everything is intended to not only happen here, but happen across the region and globally. Another special session that we will have with us today is we are very privileged to have a professor from one of the leading universities from the US to come and share with us how they do the teacher development at the global level. When we talk about teacher education at the global level, we think about Teacher College, Columbia University in the US. Therefore, we bring here with us to share with you the story of how Teacher College, Columbia University developed their teacher at the global level. So Professor Godali will be with us, and his session will be this afternoon at 3:30. So those are the fun and excitement of the stories that we will put together to tell you during these 3 days. But before the fun story begin, I would like to invite His Excellency Dr. Thirakiat Jaransettasin to be on the stage to receive the welcome address. And then next, I'd like to invite Dr. Grisanapong Kiratigan to be on the stage to present the welcome remark for His Excellency.
Your Excellency, Dr. Thirakiat Jaransettasin, Minister of Education, Excellencies, the ambassadors of Southeast Asian countries, honorable guests, recipients of the 2015 Princess Maha Chakri Award, participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and Swaddi Krap. It's only in 2 languages, not in 5. On behalf of the Princess Maha Chakri Award Foundation, the PMCA for short, let me first express a warm welcome to all of you to the first Princess Maha Chakri Award Forum. This forum builds on the first Princess Maha Chakri Award ceremony in October 2015 and the work 11th PMCA teachers have carried out since then. We could not have identified the 11 recipients of the 2015 awards without the active collaboration of Ministries of Education from the 11 participating Southeast Asian countries. I'd like to thank them for identifying these outstanding teachers. We have not only had a positive impact on the students' lives, but we have also served to inspire their fellow teachers. Please allow me to also thank the partners of the Foundation, in particular, the Teachers Council of Thailand, the Thai Health Promotion Foundation, the Quality Learning Foundation, CIMIO, UNESCO, to name a few, for providing tremendous supports for this event. The Princess Maha Chakri Award is an international award established in honor of Her Royal Highness Princess Maha Chakri Sirinthorn of Thailand's outstanding achievements in education and in advancing people's quality of life, especially among our sub-region's most disadvantaged groups. This prestigious award honors highly dedicated teachers in Southeast Asia whose significant contributions to education and human development deserved international recognition and acclaim. The award seeks to support and promote the development of the teaching profession and advance education development, as well as strengthen international relations in the field of education. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have over 400 participants from 11 countries in Southeast Asia. I'm pleased to see that the majority of our attendants are those who are still practicing teaching. They are teachers, the ones we entrust to help shape the future of our nations by empowering our youth. Education, as we know, is vital to development of our nations and sits at the heart of our global development agenda. Teachers play a crucial role in ensuring a quality of education to all learners, leaving no one behind. We are united here by our thirst for knowledge and our desire to improve ourselves, our students' learning outcomes, our education systems, and ultimately, our nations. We take inspiration from the words of His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej, who once said, "Learning is a never-ending process. Those who wish to advance their work must constantly seek more knowledge." The PMCA is a unique award, one of a kind in this region. This is because the award process did not conclude at the end of the award ceremony, with the awardees receiving a medal, a certificate of honor, and a prize. Rather, the 2015 ceremony began a learning process that brings us here together. A team of PMCA Foundation Committee members visited every one of the 2015 PMCA teachers in their respective countries. During our visits, we have dialogues with high-level officials, interacted with teachers, students, stakeholders at their schools, and we paid courtesy visits to the Thai ambassadors. I would like to thank respective ministries of education of Southeast Asia and the ministries of foreign affairs, who greatly supported and facilitated our visits in each country. Over the next 3 days, we'll be sharing the results of that effort, highlighting a wealth of promotion practices and experience at both school and policy levels. The forum consists of 5 panel discussions and 11 show and share sessions by the PMCA awardees. I trust you will be both inspired as we learn about the impacts these teachers have had on their student life and empowered as they share their successful stories. A common characteristic among these 11 PMCA teachers is their dedication to go to the extra mile for their students and never stop giving. In addition, we have a special show and share session from our distinguished speaker, Professor Kadali from Teachers College, Columbia University. This forum will also serve a platform for 5 countries to share innovations in education policy during the National Education Issues sessions. Of this, the Foundation wishes to express its sincere appreciation to officers from Southeast Asia countries presenting a talk at the forum. We hope that this valuable information would be beneficial to all concerned. We further believe that we can foster unity among countries in Southeast Asia through sharing and exchange of best practices and experience. I encourage all participants, especially Thai teachers, to learn from the 11 PMCA awarding recipients and other speakers and apply that knowledge to advance the teaching force in your respective countries. We look forward to hosting similar events in other Southeast Asian nations. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to share with you that the second Princess Maha Chakri Award ceremony will take place this year on 11th October 2017 and will be presided over by Her Royal Highness Princess Maha Chakri Rinton. We had an audience yesterday afternoon and Her Royal Highness confirmed this date. We are excited to meet and learn from the 2017 PMCA recipients. We have confirmed the names of all the recipients in this second cycle. In closing, on behalf of the Princess Maha Chakri Foundation, as the host of this forum, I'd like to once again express our appreciation to the Minister of Education, to the Ministries of Education in Southeast Asian countries, to our international and regional partners, and all distinguished guests and participants during this important event. The forum has brought us all together from the diverse nations of Southeast Asia. Let us combine our collective experience, expertise, and efforts to make quality education a reality for all in our sub-region. Thank you. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you very much, Dr. Krishnapong. May I now invite His Excellency Dr. Thirakiat Setasin to give his welcome address. His Excellency.
Your Excellencies, the ambassadors from Southeast Asian countries, Dr. Krishnapong, former Deputy Minister of Education, Kun Ying Sumonta, Chair of the Higher Education Council, Dr. Kato, who is his Secretary General to the Secretariat of CMIO, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, sisters and brothers of Southeast Asian countries. I think it's better that I speak bilingually because it's a good excuse that I can halve the content of my talk, of my speech. And there are so many Thais as well here. ก็เรียนท่านทูตนะครับท่านอาจารย์กฤษณพงศ์คุณหญิงสุมนทาดร.กาโตะแขกผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านนะครับ This is a really good time, and I think this activity reflects something genuine about education reform. If you look at the world reports from World Bank to McKinsey to research conducted by John Hattie, Gates Foundation, they all point to one thing in common, that they've never seen successful education systems. They've never seen, all says exactly the same thing, that they've never seen successful education systems without keeping the top talents in their teaching profession. When you name we are lucky in our region, we have Singapore as a leading country for education. South Korea, Finland, many other countries. I recently was in Vietnam as well. Their focus was on their teacher development. ก็ภาษาไทยเลยก็แล้วกันจะได้ไม่ลืมนะครับจะได้มีเรื่องพูดด้วยนะคือเท่าที่ผมคิดว่าเราดูรีพอร์ตต่างๆเนี่ยเราจากรายงานต่างๆนี้ก็พบว่าไม่มีไม่ว่าจะรายงานของ World Bank นะครับ McKinsey หรือรายงานงานวิจัยต่างๆเขาพบว่าไม่มีประเทศไหนเลยที่ประสบความสำเร็จนะครับทางการศึกษาโดยไม่ได้มีครูที่ดีที่สุด In fact, they all say that you can see the quality or you can predict the quality of any country's education system by just looking at the quality of their teachers. ก็คือดู quality ของครูก็รู้แล้วว่าประเทศนี้เป็นไง Singapore, for instance, Finland, South Korea attract the top high school graduates to be their teachers. The top third, they all have one thing in common. Despite different ways to manage their education systems. ทุกประเทศนะครับจริงๆเราเถียงกันว่าเราควรจะทำอะไรในการปฏิรูปเนี่ยแต่ทุกประเทศที่เขาปฏิรูปสำเร็จเนี่ยเขาสามารถที่จะดึงคนเก่งที่สุดดีที่สุดนะครับอย่าพูดเก่งที่สุดอย่างเดียวด่าผมอีกว่าไม่ลืมเรื่องความดีคนเก่งที่สุดดีที่สุดมาเป็นครูของเขา and they all have another thing in common which basically means the same thing that they honor their teachers. The teachers are the most honorable job in their respective countries ก็เหมือนกันฮะคือประเทศที่เขาประสบความสำเร็จเขาก็ให้ครู Don't forget that I think you're now aware that the whole education reform is rife with opinions, ideas เรามีไอเดียเยอะแยะในการปฏิรูปนะครับคนนู้นก็เสนอนี่คนนี้ก็เสนอนี่ But the people are not interested. You know, how many director generals, how many education departments you're gonna get. คนก็ไม่สนใจเราจะมีม.44จะมีอธิบดีกี่คนจะมีศึกษาธิการจังหวัดกี่คนศึกษาธิการภาคกี่คนถ้าตราบใดที่คุณภาพของครูเรายังไม่ได้รับการปฏิรูป Luckily in Thailand at least we now at a crossroads and we are fortunate as well that the new constitution which was royally granted on the 7th of April actually stipulates two big reforms to be started immediately. Number one is education, number two is police reform. โชคดีที่รัฐธรรมนูญเราซึ่งได้รับพระราชทานเมื่อวันที่7เมษายนที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยกำหนดให้การปฏิรูปการศึกษาเป็นเรื่องที่เป็นภาคบังคับเลยนะครับร่วมกับการปฏิรูปตำรวจ Yesterday I met with the chairperson Kun Mi Chai for the independent committee that has to be set up and we have already finished setting this up because we have to do it almost straight away ในรัฐธรรมนูญนะครับเมื่อวานผมก็ได้พบกับท่านประธานมีชัยเพื่อจะซักซ้อมความเข้าใจอีกครั้งหนึ่งว่าสิ่งที่เราจะต้องตั้งกรรมการอิสระขึ้นมานี้สำเร็จหรือว่าเป็นไปตามที่เจตนารมณ์รัฐธรรมนูญหรือเปล่า And also I bet it's the only constitution in the world that actually gives details about areas for education reform. One of which is reform of selection, training, development of teachers, and including incentives and rewards that we have to revise and overhaul the systems. This is stipulated in the Constitution. So it's now becomes our, if you like, national agenda to do this, and we cannot avoid doing it. Not only because it's illegal to not do it, but because the Constitution foresees, our founding members of the Constitution foresee that if we do not do this, we are heading into something quite scary. We could head into a failed state if we're not careful. เพราะฉะนั้นรัฐธรรมนูญก็กำหนดนะครับว่าเราจะต้องทำเรื่องนี้แล้วก็เป็นรัฐธรรมนูญที่ละเอียดมากนะครับในโลกหนึ่งใน 3-4 ข้อที่ต้องทำในการอันนี้ก็ไม่ใช่เรื่องกองทุนการศึกษาปฐมวัยที่ตอนนี้แทบจะท่องได้แล้วนะรวมทั้งที่สำคัญก็คือการผลิตคัดสรรพูดหมดเลยนะฮะตั้งแต่คัดผลิตแล้วก็พัฒนาครูและพร้อมทั้งให้มีการตั้งกองทุนที่จะทำเรื่องเหล่านี้นะครับ So this forum is basically, Thailand is lucky because we have long history of education reform starting with King Rama V, and now our royal family members actually pay great interest in the field of education. ของเราก็โชคดีเราไม่ได้เริ่มจากศูนย์เรามีรากฐานของเจ้าฟ้าเจ้าแผ่นดินเราโดยเฉพาะตั้งแต่รัชกาลที่5นะครับ So this forum on her behalf, on Her Royal Highness behalf, is to honor you all teachers so that you come, learn and share. And this is the only way teachers learn to improve themselves. They do not learn from, in fact, from all research, particularly the Gates Foundation, show that teachers are the most isolated profession. Once you graduate from your teaching college, teachers training colleges, or from your degrees, you often are isolated, being alone in the class, teach. And in some countries, teachers are not allowed to be observed because it's deemed as violating human right. ในบางประเทศนะครับเขาไม่ยอมให้ครูแล้วครูนี่เป็นอาชีพที่เหงาที่สุดอันหนึ่งนะครับเพราะจบแล้วต้องสอนโดยไม่มีใครมาเฝ้าดูไม่มีใครมาเทรนไม่มีใครมาบอกเราอีกแล้วเพราะฉะนั้นวิธี the only way that the teachers community say that they learn they improve is through some fancy word called PLC professional learning community. In simple terms, they call it professional learning community. They don't call it PGC, for instance. PLC, professional, you're professionals. Then your community, you come to share with, and learning. Learning is the key. You come and learn. Because sometimes teachers gather together and then gossip about their boss. Then we should call it PGC, professional gossiping community. And thenไม่ใช่ PLC. Or you come and listen to a great lecture. That is not PLC either. So that's why this is probably, you are doing the right thing today because this is probably the largest PLC. 400, 600 people sharing with one another, but I know there's sub-themes here as well. เพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยอันนี้เป็น PLC จริง And this government, if you follow our policies, actually we are now empowering you in terms of your training. We give for the first time about $300 worth of e-coupon for training that you can choose the approved courses, and that is linked to your career path as well. So every single teacher in Thailand will receive this for your continuing professional development and also linked to your promotion in your career. ในเมืองไทยก็มีท่านที่ติดตามเรื่องวิทยาฐานะเรื่องอะไร Also we try to set up some sort of new recruitment, although at my political risk. คนไทยฟังไม่รู้เรื่องไม่เป็นไรตรงนี้ไม่แปลนะครับก็เพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยก็เราพยายามเต็มที่นะครับก็ที่จะผมคิดว่าที่จะเน้นจุดที่สำคัญที่สุดในการปฏิรูปI really appreciate this event that I think you have these great opportunities. And I'm grateful that all the 10 recipients from last year's awards come to share your experiences here. And it's really touching to see that you all come together to learn from one another. I like to end by quoting. Once I heard General Prem Tinsolanon, who is the chairperson or the president of the Privy Council. อีกครั้งหนึ่งนะครับผมก็จะกำลังจะจบโดยการเล่าให้ฟังว่ามีวันหนึ่งเนี่ยผมได้ฟังท่านประธานองค์มนตรีพลเอกเปรมได้พูดสั้นๆนะครับท่านมาปาฐกถาที่งานหนึ่งในสถาบันการศึกษาแห่งหนึ่ง He gave a speech, a very brief opening remark to an education institution. Then he said there are 3 types of teachers. ท่านประธานองค์มนตรีบอกว่ามีครู3ประเภท This time I have to switch to Thai first because I think he is punning. He used puns to illustrate his points, but it can be translated to English as well. 1ท่านบอกประธานองค์มนตรีบอก1คือครูอาชีพ2อาชีพครูไม่ใช่2ครูมืออาชีพ3อาชีพครูครูอาชีพคือครูที่มีแต่จิตวิญญาณของความเป็นครูสอนเด็กไม่รู้จักเหน็ดเหนื่อยเสาร์อาทิตย์ตอนเย็นนี่ท่านอธิบายเพิ่มนะครับคือนึกถึงเด็กตลอด ครูมืออาชีพสอนเก่ง professional teachers เนี่ยส่วนอาชีพครูก็รอ4 โมงเย็นจะได้เลิกงานแล้วก็วันที่30จะได้เงินเดือนนั่นคืออาชีพครู He said 3 types of teachers. Number 1, I translated it to inspirational teachers. Teachers who are authentic, true teachers, who will always have their students in mind, regardless of time, place. They always have their students' best interest in mind. They do what they can to instill, to inculcate values, to teach the students, regardless of backgrounds, race, monies, and so on. The second type is professional teachers, ครูมืออาชีพ Very good with pedagogies, techniques, great, well educated. And the third, he calls it, I would say, occupational teacher. Those who treat teaching as an occupation. Just come, 9 o'clock start, 4 o'clock waiting to go home, at the end of the month, receiving salary. And that's all they care about. ผมก็คิดว่าเราก็ควรจะ move จากเราควรจะใครที่เป็นครูมืออาชีพไม่น่าจะมีแบบประเมินนะสมศนะมือครูอาชีพครูก็ประเมินนะถ้าเลื่อนขั้นก็เป็นครูมืออาชีพนะหรือทุกวันนี้ก็อาจจะมีแต่อบรมครูมืออาชีพเสร็จแล้วในที่สุดให้เป็นครูอาชีพครูให้ได้นะครูอาชีพเนี่ยครูมืออาชีพแล้วก็อาชีพครูนะครับ so better teachers I think our government our task is for teachers development has to be a full cycle of recruiting the best and the able ones, retrain them if possible, and retain them. We have to think about retention as well. In Thailand, I'll give you another interesting figure and I'll end my speech. In 10 years, we are going to have 270,000 teachers retiring from the system. So not only are we an aging society alone, our workforce in education is also aging. Because if we think about 270,000 teachers retiring in 10 years, that means about 2/3, we have 400,000 teachers, about 2/3 of our workforce actually are aged 50 and over. Because we retire at age 60. That solves the problem, because I was wondering how come our average salary of teachers in this country is a bit high. Oh, because they have worked for so long. So unlike Vietnam, the reverse is true. I recently was in Vietnam. 2/3 of your workforce is under 50. Okay, so we need to think about this, because this is about recruitment. And also, how can we retain them after they join us? Because better teachers then will make better students will make better citizens, and better citizens will make better nations. So thank you very much. ไม่แปลดีกว่านะไม่ต้องแปลไม่รู้แปลไงวะนะเดี๋ยวให้คนอื่นแปลแล้วกันขอบคุณครับสวัสดีครับ
Thank you very much, His Excellency. May I kindly invite His Excellency to still be on stage? When you see the performance and the kids smile, it's just heartwarming And it tells us, why do we choose this profession from the first place? Because it makes the difference on students' life like this. So I'm very happy that you enjoy the story. Another little bit of story to tell you is, did you see the bag that we give today to put all the materials? It's also special because it tells story as well. The painting in the bag, on the bag, they're different. They're not the same. There have 5 or 6 types. And it's painting by the kids from Salam Klong Thuy community school. So these are the kids painting. And the school make the bags themselves so that you can see the product. And we help generate income for this low-income school as well. So those are the interesting stories that you can share with us and enjoy. So at this stage, I would like to invite His Excellency Thirakiat Jaran Setasin to be on stage to give a little present or token of appreciation to all the kids from Sun Rom Nam Chai Klong Thuy ค่ะ And I also like to invite Ajahn Nachata and Ajahn Pipat นะคะ as well. So So this is the heart of everyone, of the teacher, and that's why we love and enjoy the passion of being teachers. There's also a quote, not similar to the one that His Excellency mentioned on the general brain, but there's also a quote that teacher has 3 loves. First is love of the students. Second is the love of teaching. And then the third is the love of putting learning, teaching together with the students. So that's all that we are mixing today. So thank you very much. This is the end of the opening ceremony, but more to come, more stories to tell.